Hey guys, welcome to my studio bedroom. Today we're going to look at how I made my song
She
Europe.
slipped out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing
This
I'm
song
sure she's
came out on
never
September
gone.
29th. I was driving cross country. I'm saying this past tense. It hasn't happened yet. It's September 20th right now. So anyway, it comes out in 9 days. I will be driving cross country and moving to LA, so I'm filming a bunch of videos in the room where I recorded a lot of these things. And this is track 3 on my album, To Be Known. I've had this song for a while, actually. I wrote it in 2022 at a writing camp. A bunch of friends from college went to Long Island and just had this writing camp, and it was so much fun. It was over spring break, and Tyler Simmons and I wrote this song, and it was, I think, one of the last songs I wrote that week. Wrote it on this Rubber Bridge guitar, which actually was used in the song, but wasn't originally going to. I had played the song live a bunch. It wasn't hitting that as hard as I wanted it to. It was kind of too pop rocky, and so I wanted it to be more indie pop. And so I used that Rubber Bridge guitar, did this whole other version of it, and so this is like the 3rd version of the song, music-wise. And lyric-wise, I think it's like the 2nd or 3rd version of the song. This one I just knew was good, and I knew it was going to be cool, and hopefully do well, and people like it, so I wanted it to be the best as it could be. And so I had something written. I wrote this song before I ever went to Europe, and so everything is built on these European cliches that I didn't even know. I go to Europe. I had a friend tell me they did not like the song because it was so cliche and vague, like Europe as a continent. Like someone moved to Europe, the entire place, and I was like, yeah, because the dude doesn't know what he's talking about. So I come back, I go and travel for 4 months, I work on a cruise ship, and I hit a lot of spots in Europe, and I understand the whole continent and all the different countries better. And so I lean into the cliche, naive character that I painted with this song, where he grew up in the suburbs as well. He knows nothing about what's over there, and he's kind of jealous of the person who left, but also just knows it's not for them, and they just moved to Europe or whatever, like they left us. So then, summer of this year, 2023, I have a Zoom session with Tyler, and we tweak some of the lyrics in the first verse, keep everything else the same, and we kind of lean into those European cliches even more. And I love it. I think it's great. And so, in this 3rd version, let's take a look. We started with, I labeled it Rubber, this rubber guitar, and it really just starts at the start of the session, like play, and it just loads in, and it's not quite, it's like 2 measures. And so it's kind of offbeat, it kind of jumps a little bit when the beat comes in, but this is how it starts with this rubber guitar, and it's kind of just strumming the chords. Ding, ding. And then I had this electric guitar from the first couple versions that is plucking the notes. I originally had power chord guitars doing that, but then I wanted a cleaner sound, and then this doubles the... Oh, it actually wasn't here. There it is. And so this one is another one that starts with electric drums. I just kind of love that sound. And here they are. Pretty simple. And this little pad comes in. Synth's really cool. And the pre-chorus gets very washy. So let's look at these drums. These are like real drums, real samples, but I didn't record them. So like I had in Getting to Know Ya, I had a groove, and then I added stuff on top of that groove. So here is the drum groove that I found that was perfect for this. Added a kick to it. Another snare. And another snare on top that only hits every once in a while. Then I added my own hi-hats too, panned a little bit to the left, so it's... And of course I have some toms here, and some crashes, so this is what the drums sound like as a whole. And then some bass guitar. Really rocking the finger thing. And there's a lot more strumming with the electric guitars in the chorus as well. And acoustic guitars too. These are going through a chorus effect. Really wobbly. We got those guitars back, baby. And the final thing I didn't touch on yet are these synths that I've had for a while. I even played the song live forever. I think I came up with this idea in the loft at Berkeley on a keyboard, and I was supposed to be working. And this is the... If anyone watches Mr. Bean, this reminds me of the intro from Mr. Bean. And it also reminds me of the song In the Still of the Night. It's like, do you love me? Do you love me? As I love you. And so I kind of quoted that melody here. And this is everything all together. And one cool thing about this second pre-chorus is I have a mellotron, which is the same sound that the Beatles used for, or instrument that they used for Strawberry Fields. And so I talk about, in the lyrics, I only know because she posts every biscuit and scone on her Instagram. Those are the lyrics. And so I used a British instrument that will make people think of that. So here it is here. And there she is. And that's basically the song. The only other thing is this guitar solo. A lot of delay. That's basically the whole song right there. Basically the whole song right there. This is another song that I recorded the vocals in another session because there's a lot of plugins and CPU power that you need for vocals, and so you can eliminate some of that by bouncing it with those on, which I was scared to do before, but now I don't care. So that's why they're in stereo here. So there's absolutely no plugins on these at all, which is funny. But they're all in the other session, so it's definitely going to be some auto-tune, EQ, compression, soothe, I'm sure, fresh air. And this track is funny. It's called the Everyday track because in verse 2 I say, new city every day, and then I echo that and go, every day. And then I only know because she posts every biscuit and scone on my Instagram, and then I say, every day, which is So they're both every day, and it works perfect. So that's called the everyday track. But yeah, basically there's just a chorus double. There's some harmonies and some more harmonies, and it's pretty straightforward.
A while, but she's miles away from me. She slipped out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure, she's never gonna leave my memory.
And so it's really just the third in the first chorus, and then the second chorus, it's the fifth.
She slipped out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure, she's never.
And that fifth, out of her plans, it's delayed as well. So plans
Out of my hands. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure, she's never gonna leave my memory. She slipped out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm
There's a big
sure,
woo.
she's
Get ready for
got
it.
a whole new
Told you there's a
life
woo in every
out
song.
on the streets. I hope she won't forget about me.
Yep, there she is. Then everything cuts down to a lower octave, and I put everything through a telephone EQ, which looks like a bunch of mids bounced up, all the lows and highs cut off. And this is it.
She's been gone for so long, and it's hard to move on, 'cause she's part of me. Part of me. She slipped out of my hands when she
Here's
moved
the
to
telephone
Europe.
section.
I'm out of her plans, but one thing
Then I
I'm sure, she's
scream.
never gonna leave my memory. She slipped out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure, she's got a whole new life out.
And I actually really like this because this sounds like that is the same line from the guitar solo. So I'm quoting myself, which is pretty cool. And then everything cuts off for this final
Don't forget about me.
little
Her
waver.
life out on the streets. Oh, she won't forget about me.
And here's everything after the chorus.
Out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure of, she's never gonna leave my memory. She slipped out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure, she's got a whole new life out on the streets. Oh, she won't forget about me.
There she is. I hope you enjoy the song. I hope you have a new respect for it, or maybe just know more about me and my music. And a lot of work goes into this. So when you listen to songs, don't take them for granted. You know, they worked hard on these. They take years to come together, or sometimes it can be quicker than that. But actually, I'm gonna go into something else right now. So I group things into instrumental group and vocals group, and this is something I haven't talked about. I throw the instrumental through Track Spacer, which actually pulls out the vocals
Out of my hands when
just
she
ever
moved
so
to
slightly
Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing
It's
I'm
there. I
sure of,
put
she's
vocals
never
going in.
gonna leave my memory.
And so an extreme version of this
She slipped out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm
that's only at 1.5%, which is absolutely nothing. But an extreme version
out
of
of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure, she's never gonna
track comes
leave
up
my memory.
when the vocals are gone.
She slipped
that?
out of
Is that
my
weird?
hands when she
So if you
moved
do this
to
just a little
Europe.
bit.
I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure, she's got a whole new life out on the.
which I guess I only did 1.5%, but I do that with all of my songs. And it helps you you can duck the vocal down a little bit because you know it's going to cut through. And it really blends together. And then on the submix, of course, I have the Fairchild, which I run everything through. This, boosting some highs and lows. Some tape. And then Gullfoss, which is a mastering plugin. And some limiters. But yeah, that's the song. Hope you enjoy it. Go Stream Europe by Chris Peters. That's me.
She slipped out of my hands when she moved to Europe. I'm out of her plans, but one thing I'm sure, she's got a whole new life out on the streets. I hope she won't forget about me.